Hi, we're going to talk about how students can use Google Keep. During topic 4, I talked about how teachers can use Google Keep, and I had a few questions about how can I utilize this Google tool with my students. And so I did a little research and some brainstorming and came up with a short list of possible ways that you could use Google Keep with your students. I have linked in our presentation a few of the resources where this information came from. And down here in the notes, also add my list that I have. And so I'm just going to talk about a few of them. One of my favorites is the idea of using it as a student planner versus having them use a paper pencil student planner that would allow them to be able to share it with you, would be allow them to share it with their parents. They could make it a checklist of items and tasks that they needed to accomplish. And also, it syncs across all their devices. So if they're an iOS or an Android or iPad or Chromebook, they use different things at home than at school. They have access to that planner and maybe that daily agenda everywhere. I also like it, which could also go with it, is the reminders. They can set reminders for a date and time, and they can also set reminders for a location. So either when they get home or maybe when they get to school, when they get to that location, a reminder notification would come to them. And if your school uses Google Calendar, those reminders would also sync on Google Calendar. My other way that I would really just go all in using Google Keep with my students is project management. And so if I'm doing a research paper, if I'm doing a group project, or an individual project-based learning, I could use Google Keep for digital note cards where they could save notes, they could save sites, images, any videos, audio notes. They could also make a list of due dates, a to-do list for themselves, and then they would have this collection with everything for their project that when they're ready to kind of put that together into a paper, they could go over to their Google Docs. And on the right-hand side, there's this Google Keep icon. And anything in here they have about this research paper, they could go through here and let's say I want to add this image. I just hit the 3 dots, I say add to document, and wherever my cursor is, it'll add in that image. The same thing would work if I have some text or a link that I would like added in. It will add those in for you. And so this is just a great way to collect all that information and organize it as you're doing that research and then bringing it all together for kind of that final product. And one other way, if I use vocabulary or spelling lists, my students could have those on their device to be able to study from anywhere at any time. Could also use it for reflection. At the end of the day, maybe for an exit ticket, have my students reflect on their learning, be able to have that for the entire unit to kind of see their progress over time. And that could be something that just for them as an individual, they could also share with you as a teacher. So if you try Google Keep with your students and find any new ways, please share those with me. I'd love to hear them. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Thank you.